Today we're going to read a tale, and a tale is just a fancy name for story. The story we're going to read today is The Three Little Pigs. Now, what three animals did we read about yesterday? You remember? That's right, Three Billy Goats Gruff. The pigs in the tale today each build a house of their own. One uses straw, one uses sticks, and a third pig uses bricks to build a house. And instead of a troll, there's a big, bad wolf. And what do you think the wolf is going to do? Go ahead and make your predictions now. Now, let's see if your prediction is correct. Just get the book set up. So this is The Three Little Pigs. Once upon a time, an old sow sent her three little pigs out into the world to seek their future. "Now be sure to write," she said, "and remember that I love you." The first little pig met a man with a load of straw. "I know," said the little pig. "I'll buy your straw and build a house." "That's not a good idea," said the man. "Mind your own business, thank you," said the little pig, and he bought the straw and set about building a house. It took him no time at all. Very soon, a lean and hungry wolf happened by. Pig was just about his favorite food in the world. So he knocked on the door and said, little pig, let me come in." To which the little pig replied, "No, no, no, not by the hair on my chinny chin chin." This annoyed the wolf to no end, and he said, "Then I'll huff, and I'll puff, and I'll blow your house in." "Go right ahead," said the little pig. So the wolf huffed and puffed and blew the house in. And he gobbled up the little pig. The second little pig met a man with a load of sticks. "I've got it," said the little pig. "I'll buy those sticks and build a house." "I'd think twice about that," said the man. "Oh, pooh," said the little pig. "What do you know?" And he bought the sticks and went to work building a house. "Very pretty," he said. No sooner had the little pig settled into his pretty house than a wolf happened by. He was still hungry, and he said, little pig, let me come in." To which the little pig replied, "No, no, no, not by the hair on my chinny chin chin." The wolf didn't care for that at all, and he said, "I'll huff, and I'll puff, and I'll blow your house in." "Ha, ha, ha," said the little pig. So the wolf huffed and puffed and blew the house in, and he gobbled up the little pig. Now the third pig met a man with a load of bricks. "These bricks will make a fine, sturdy house," said the man. "Capital ideas, my good fellow," said the little pig. So he bought the bricks and set about building a house. It took him quite a bit of time, but it was well worth it. "Nice and solid," said the little pig. "Nice and solid." But no sooner had the little pig moved in than he noticed the wolf loitering about. And the wolf, who was still hungry, said, little pig, let me come in." To which the little pig replied, "No, no, no, not by the hair on my chinny chin chin." Well, the wolf had heard that before, and he said, "Then I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house in." "Oh, don't do that," said the little pig. But the wolf huffed and puffed, and he huffed and he puffed, until he was quite blue in the face. The house stood firm. "I'll try another approach," muttered the wolf, and he put on his most dazzling smile. Little pig was surprised. And he put on his most dazzling smile. "Little pig, I was only teasing," he said. "By the way, I hear tell that famous Farmer Jones has the most scrumptious turnips. Shall we go pick a few?" "Oh, I'm much too busy now," said the little pig. "What about tomorrow morning?" "Excellent," said the wolf. "I'll come for you at 6. The next morning, the little pig got up at 5, hurried off to Farmer Jones's turnip field, picked a basket of scrumptious turnips, and dashed back home. When the wolf arrived at 6, the turnips were already boiling in the pot. "Sorry, I couldn't wait," said the little pig. The wolf tried not to show his displeasure. "No harm done," he said. "By the way, there is a lovely apple tree down in Merry Meadow. We shall go help ourselves to a few apples." "I must cook my turnips," said the little pig. "Let's meet there tomorrow morning." "Splendid," said the wolf. Shall we say at 5? The next morning, the little pig was up at 4 and went off for the apples. It took longer than he'd expected to reach Merry Meadow, and while busy gathering apples in the highest tree, he saw the wolf approaching. "Do try one of these apples," he called down, throwing an apple as far as he could. When the wolf chased after the apple, the little pig shimmied down the tree and made it home safely. The next day, the wolf came again. Really, he is quite put out. "There is a fair today on Hog Hill," he said. "Would you care to go?" "Why don't we meet there?" said the little pig. "Would 3 o'clock suit you?" "Colossal," said the wolf. "There it is. Or 3 it is." Just to make sure, he would be there at 2. At 1 in the afternoon, the little pig went off to the fair and had a fine time. So fine, he lost track of the hour. Suddenly, out of the corner of his eyes, he saw the wolf coming up the hill. Without a minute to spare, the little pig jumped inside an empty butter churn and rolled down the hill toward the wolf. Well, the wolf was so scared he ran all the way home. That evening, the wolf went off to the little pig's house and told him how frightened he had been by the great round thing that came down the hill. "Frightened you, did I?" said the little pig. "That great round thing was a butter churn, and I was inside." This was simply too much for the wolf to stand. "I've been nice long enough," he cried. "I'm going to eat you right up now." And he climbed onto the roof. He went up the little pig's. When the little pig saw this, he put his big iron pot in the fireplace and quickly stoked the fire. "Here I come," cried the wolf. "Dinner time!" "You can say that again," said the little pig, and he cooked the mean old wolf. So that was the story of the 3 little pigs. And I want you to think about which pig's house was the strongest house. Was it the first pig that built his house out of straw, the second pig who built his house out of sticks, or the third pig who built his house out of bricks? I also want you to think about how the pig outsmarted the big bad wolf. What kind of things did he do? Think. He told the wolf that he would meet him at places, but he didn't. He went earlier and picked the turnips and the apples, and he went to the fair early, and he always found a way to get home before the wolf was able to get there. Well, that's it. Please click on the next video to learn the nursery rhyme, Hey Diddle Diddle.